In recent days, the launch of DeepSeek has been making waves. It is the Chinese competitor to ChatGPT that has taken the world by storm, becoming the most downloaded app on the App Store. Unlike GPT, it is open source, and it has been stated that it was built with only a fraction of GPT's budget. But is it really better? This is a difficult question to answer in general, but that doesn't mean both models can't be compared in specific tasks. And that's exactly what I'll do today. Compare them in 3 rounds of complex code generation related to the apps we develop on this channel. Finally, we will decide who is the king of AI assistants. Can they clone the design of existing web pages? Many times, when developing simple apps, we need a basic and user-friendly design that people are already familiar with. Large companies have perfected things like button placement, form fields, font visibility and readability, and color palette usage. Instead of reinventing the wheel, starting from a popular design is a good idea. Making modifications later to add a personal touch, especially if design isn't your strong suit. If one of these models can handle this step, it would be a huge time saver. However, this is a process of reverse engineering, requiring the models to have a solid understanding of the original design and the ability to replicate it. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with ChatGPT. I'll provide a prompt I generated earlier, and it asks for a single file, a file that integrates HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, incorporating some characteristics of Google Forms, such as colors, general layout details, and the specific question we want to test. Now, let's see the results. Here, we can see the results. For comparison, let's take a look at how Google Forms actually looks. We can notice some differences, especially in the background color. However, this might be based on an older version of Google Forms. The violet color may be something very new. There's also a noticeable difference in the size of the borders. It's clear that this is not an exact replica of a Google form, but it's a first approximation that could be refined to make it look more authentic. Now let's test it with DeepSeek and see how it compares. The result from DeepSeek is better in terms of border quality. However, the colors and radio buttons are slightly more accurate in GPT. It's close, but I have to give this round to GPT. The product is closer to what we need, and any necessary adjustments can be made easily. So, this round goes to GPT. Can they program a fully functional complex web app from a single prompt? Developing a complex web app from scratch requires not only programming skills, but also a deep understanding of software architecture, databases, security, and performance optimization. Both models, DeepSeek and GPT, have the ability to generate code in multiple programming languages and frameworks. But the question is, can they go beyond generating code snippets and actually build a fully functional application from a single prompt? For the next test, we have an instruction, a prompt to generate an entire app for an experiment that I'm currently running for my work. This prompt has been modified, so it doesn't reveal the actual content of the experiment. The idea is to show the user a series of images, but first I need to collect some user data, name, age, and other socio-demographic information. Then I have to display the images, in this case, pictures of cats, followed by a set of rating buttons. The goal is to allow users to evaluate the images using a specific scale. So, let's test it with DeepSeek. Now let's see. Well, we have a numeric response field, all the questions I needed, and we can start the study. The rating system for the images works just as I requested. This is really, really good. We also have all the other required elements. The titles aren't in the right place, but that's easy to fix. This is very well done. I can't stress enough how good this is. We can submit the responses, and there's even an alert system. This is great. So, let's see how ChatGPT handles it. Let's wait a little. Okay, and it's not able to do it. So, let's give it a second chance. We'll try again, and... Okay, the form is generated, but it lacks some crucial details. We don't have the rating system I asked for, and we can't advance properly. So, this is an absolute win for DeepSeek by far. Can they add a new feature? For the final test, the tiebreaker, we're going to compare both models in a straightforward updating task. This is based on one of our forms from the app featured on our channel. In a previous video about adding a slider to Google Forms, a viewer, I'll show the comment now, suggested a useful improvement. Right now, multiple choice questions only allow you to select one option, such as what do you like, with options like apples and oranges. But what if you like both? What if you need to select multiple answers? I realize that while this isn't possible right now, it should be relatively easy to add a new option under the checkbox tag. This change would require only small modifications to specific parts of the code, but it also means understanding the application well to avoid breaking anything else in the process. The challenge now is, which model can accomplish this? The code is fairly long and complex, and as we update it, there's a risk that the model might accidentally break a functionality or alter the form's appearance. All right, for this test, we're going to take the app's code and paste it into DeepSeek. Then, we'll stop the process and request the modification we need. For example, I want to add another question type called checkbox, which allows multiple selections and stores all selections as a string. Let's try it and see how it performs. We'll paste it here, save it, and first check if all the existing functionalities are still working correctly. Okay, we've got the options, apples and oranges just like before. Now let's switch to checkboxes and see if it works as expected. Let's try submitting an answer. And it's recorded. We still need to adjust the values, but they're being saved correctly. This works as intended. Very good. Now let's give ChatGPT a try. Let's see. First, let's review the code. There it is. Now, let's stop the process and give it our prompt to see the results. ChatGPT generates parts of the code that I need to modify manually. This might be helpful for some people, but our goal here is speed and simplicity, so it's not the preferred option. Let's follow its instructions, modifying load content and send response. Returning the radio buttons to check if everything is still working as intended with the previous functions. But now we have a problem. The styling has changed, which isn't ideal. It's a small issue, but still, the other functions seem to be working fine. Now, let's test the new checkbox functionality. Let's try entering the name Peter. He likes both options. Let's check the results. It works well, but the styling has been altered, and that's not good. This issue may be easy or hard to fix, but it will definitely require more work than the other model. The third round goes to DeepSeek. So, with a final score of 2-1, the winner is DeepSeek. I'm really excited about the possibilities with this new tool. I don't think I'll stop using GPT, but I plan to use both, leveraging the strengths of each. It's worth noting that all of this was done using the paid version of GPT and the free version of DeepSeek, which makes the new model even more appealing. I know my decision was subjective in some aspects, so what do you think? Let me know in the comments which tool you think is better. If you want to see more comparisons, mention it as well, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.